Now, for one of the most important question of the entire session, could you tell everyone when does entheogens, or let's say more popularly known as psychedelic substances, become addictive slash abusive slash harmful?
Yeah. The psychedelics are probably not for everyone, you know. It is one valuable tool in personal and spiritual growth for many people. There are many who would be well counseled to stick to their meditation and other uh, forms of yoga. Um, from what we know right now, if there's a history of severe mental illness, schizophrenia, major depression, manic depression, um, you want to be very careful about taking a psychedelic. We really haven't done the research yet, but there's reason to think you might need much more support than the average person, and you might trigger a difficulty in returning to normal consciousness afterwards. Okay, so like if your parents or siblings are severely mentally ill, it's probably not a good idea to take psychedelics. If you got an acute heart condition or kidneys are failing or whatever, you're at greater risk to experience really intense emotion, and so on. So you want to be intelligent about it. But, hopefully there will be legal opportunities before long in the context of research projects or retreat centers where people can receive psychedelics in the right dose, in the right purity, with good preparation, skillful guidance, and initial support afterwards to integrate the insights. And under those conditions, many people could find them very valuable. Anyone who just throws the drug in their mouth to see what will happen is taking a huge risk. And because the everyday self needs to trust enough to relinquish control. And if you're trying to maintain control and keep your eyes open and talk and keep awareness, you're kind of fighting the experience. And that can lead to panic, paranoid thinking, confusion, and what popularly is called the bad trip. Okay? And that doesn't help anyone. It may be have some educational value for psychiatrists to understand how paranoia gets generated, but it's not life enhancing. Okay. Interestingly enough, people recover from those experiences, but if you can have a positive experience, then that makes it worthwhile.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the psychedelic substance does is basically unlock the door to these deeper or higher states of human consciousness. And that's, I think, all it does. It gives the opportunity. And then what you do when that door is unlocked depends on who you are, where you are in life, what your courage and your motivation might be, how grounded you are in a good, trusting relationship with another human being, very, very powerful variables. To explain it another way, like if you go into an altered state and you encounter, say, a visionary image that looks threatening, a monster, a dragon, a guardian deity, whatever, What happens if you run from it? We know from our nightmares, we get smaller, it gets bigger, it chases us, we wake up in fear and cold sweat, right? Well, what's going on there? There's something within your mind that has appeared to teach you something. And you're not ready to deal with the teacher, so you run from it. You try to escape it. You try to control it, If instead you go towards it and you say, well, hello, are you ever a big scary dragon, or ugly monster or whatever, but what are you doing in my mind? What are you made of? What can I learn from you? What might you teach me, And instead of running away, you hold the hand of someone you trust and you look it in the eye and you go towards it. Then there's insight, there's resolution. The monster may turn into some person in your childhood and you understand what it's made up of, or it may symbolize qualities in yourself you're running away from, or you may become the dragon and spit your own fire and fly through the air, okay? In the Ayahuasca tradition, there's this line, if you see the great Anaconda serpent, what do you do? And what you're told in that religion is if you see it, you dive into its mouth and look out through its eyes. Okay? You become the serpent. You become the Shakti. You become the Kundalini. Okay? It's yours. It's your life force. Why would you run from it? A whole different way of thinking, But it's a lot easier when you're prepared and you're with someone you really trust,
Okay. Wow. Yeah, that's really...
It's very powerful and it's very real. And that's why it needs to be approached intelligently and respectfully.